It sounds so obvious. Of course, overweight runners suffer from knee problems more often than normal weight runners. Anyone can see that when a heavy runner lands, their knees are virtually crushed by their weight, while feather-light runners' knees are hardly stressed at all. That's just common sense. But if you have seen some of my other videos, you know that I really love to look deeper into things that people say are common sense, based on their own gut feeling. Well, what does your gut say? If we were to take, say, 2,600 runners and divide them into 3 groups, normal weight, overweight and obese, which group has the most running-related knee problems if they were to follow the same program and they run the same number of minutes per week? Take all the time you need. Now let's go to the study Knee Injuries in Normal Weight, Overweight and Obese Runners. Does Body Mass Index Matter? From the year 2020. There they looked at the data from 4 independent prospective studies within the total of 2,612 participants and merged them together. The proportion of running-related knee injuries was 13% lower among the overweight runners compared with the normal weight runners. And the proportion of the running-related knee injuries was 12% lower among the obese runners compared to the normal weight runners. Was that your guess too? In the study, the researchers wrote, conclusion, overweight and obese runners had a lower proportion of running-related knee injuries than normal weight runners. And if you now are an overweight runner with knee problems, you might think, oh, but I'm overweight and I have knee problems. Therefore, I have knee problems because I'm overweight. But that's not how it works. A lot of normal weight and very, very thin and light runners have knee problems also. Your weight has probably nothing to do with your knee problems. Because all runners have them. No, well, not all runners, but you get the point. It's not the weight. Now, I would like to raise some objection to this study. For example, they compared runners who ran the same amount in terms of minutes per week, but lighter runners usually run faster than really heavy ones. And when it comes to the risk of injuries, it is a bit like how it works in traffic. Speed kills. There is more stress on the body if you run 10k in 40 minutes than if you run the same distance in 65 minutes. But it is also the case that the amount of stress placed on the body and joints is largely self-regulated. Runners who are very strong and can take a lot of beating often run in a way that puts much more strain on their body and their joints, even when they run at the same pace as runners who weigh a little more. And I see this every day at work. How beginners who have some extra weight around their waist run in a way that it's much more easier on the body, with much less vertical forces compared to a person who is strong and fit and has been training for many years, even if they keep the same pace. This is also true for people who may not be super fast runners, but are significantly stronger than average, such as those who are good at CrossFit, for example. They tend to run in a way that creates greater vertical forces on the body than runners with more normal strength, even when they keep the same pace. It is largely self-regulated. But it's also the case that it's not a coincidence that the really fast runners in the world are very light. So if you want to qualify for the Olympic 10,000 meters, a BMI of 30 is probably not optimal. And even for general health, it's better not to be obese. But if you have a body that is a little bigger than Eliud Kipchoge's, there's no reason not to run. Well, apart from maybe the fact that you find it boring then. But don't tell me you can't run just because you are a heavier runner and therefore have to protect your knees. And certainly don't let anyone tell you that you should give up running because of your weight and it puts you in a higher risk of running-related knee injuries. then you can say, are you listening to your gut feeling or what you think is common sense now? Or do you have research to back up what you are saying? And then you send them the link to this video. And that's all for today. Don't forget to check out my online course on efficient running technique. All the information you need about that one you can find in the description below. See you in another video.